I'm sitting in the living room when I hear her key in the door. The book is already on the table, closed, waiting. I haven't moved it in 3 days. She walks in tired, sets her bag down, says my name like it's a normal Tuesday. I don't answer right away. I just watch her see it, the book, and I watch her face change. 9 years, married. Elena and I built a life that looked, from the outside, like the kind people envy. A house we renovated ourselves, a dog we argued over naming, a routine so steady you could set a clock by it. For most of that time, I never doubted a single thing. Then, sometime around 8 months ago, small things started shifting. She got careful with her purse, with her coat. She'd angle her body slightly when she put things away, like she was hiding a hand of cards. She started working late twice a week, then 3 times. I noticed I just didn't name it. You don't want to name it. Naming it makes it real. The night I found it, I came home 2 hours early. Migraine, left the office, didn't even text ahead. The house was quiet. Her coat was thrown over the arm of the couch instead of hung up. Small thing, but Elena never does that. As I moved it to hang it properly, a paperback slid out of the pocket and landed open on the rug. A bookmark fell out with it, a valet parking ticket from a hotel 40 minutes from her office, dated a Tuesday. She told me she was stuck late doing inventory. I picked the book up to put it back, and that's when I saw the inscription on the inside cover. Handwritten, not her handwriting. To E, can't wait for our next chapter. No name signed, just an initial, a single letter looped like he thought he was being clever. I didn't say anything. I put the book back exactly where it fell. I hung the coat where it belonged. And when she came home an hour later, I asked how her day was. Like always, that was the night I decided I would not be loud about this. For 3 weeks, I paid attention differently. Not suspicious, husband snooping through. Drawers different, just aware. The way you notice a crack in a wall once someone points it out, you can't unsee it after that. The receipt started showing up in my peripheral vision everywhere. A parking garage stub in her coat pocket with a timestamp that didn't match girls' night with Sarah. A dry cleaning ticket for a blouse that I'd never seen her wear, picked up on a day she said she never left the office. Small inconsistencies in her stories, the kind that mean nothing on their own but stack up when you're already looking. I followed one of those Tuesdays myself, sat in my car 2 blocks from that same hotel, the one from the valet ticket. Watched her walk in at 6:40 p.m., watched a man in a gray jacket meet her at the entrance and put his hand on her lower back like it was something he'd done 100 times before. I didn't go in. I didn't call her name across the parking lot. I wrote down the time. I wrote down the room number, a hotel receipt, later confirmed, mailed to a billing address she must have forgotten was still linked to our joint card. That receipt is still in my desk drawer, folded, dated, complete. The next morning, I called a divorce attorney before I even had coffee. Calm voice, clear questions. I moved half our savings into an account she didn't know existed quietly over 4 separate days so it wouldn't trigger anything. I didn't feel angry doing it. I felt clear, like I'd been carrying something heavy for months and finally set it down. I picked the evening, an ordinary Thursday. I made sure I was home before her, sitting in the living room with the lights low and the book, her book, placed on the coffee table between us like evidence in a trial only I had been running. She walked in, saw it, stopped, mid-step. She didn't ask what it was. She already knew. Her face did something I'll remember for the rest of my life, color draining out of it in real time, her mouth opening and nothing coming out. She said my name twice, soft, like she was trying to find the right door to walk through and realizing everyone was locked. I didn't yell. I didn't ask why. I didn't need her version of events. I'd already lived 3 weeks inside the true one. I just reached into my jacket, pulled out a single folded piece of paper, and set it down next to the book, the attorney's card, name, number, date, already circled for our first appointment. She broke down right there on the rug, the same rug that book had landed on weeks earlier. I stood up, buttoned my jacket, and the only words I said all night were quiet, even, final. You'll want to call him by Friday. Then I picked up my keys and walked out the front door into the kind of evening that looks exactly like every other evening, except it isn't anymore. I'm in a rental house now, smaller, quieter, the kind of quiet I should have noticed sooner, honestly, the quiet that comes before the storm, not after it. People ask me if I regret not screaming at her that night. I don't. Some men raise their voice when they're hurt. I just raise the stakes. If you knew, would you have confronted immediately or taken your time like he did? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone